Braden. I'm good. How are y'all? Braden. Yes, sir. All right, perfect.
Michigan head coach Jim Harbaugh in the house. Welcome to Houston.
Yeah.
Now that you guys are officially just a couple days away from the big game, what are you feeling? What's the pulse of the team right now?
What I'm feeling, this is everything's big. Everything's big in Texas.
Hey Chris, the video you and your mom after the game, everybody was talking about. So kind of take us through that moment when she came out and what was going through your head. Because to some people it seemed I was like, oh mom, come on, like you were a little embarrassed, but it was also emotional. So just kind of run us through it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For me, it was kind of a funny moment because when I was talking to the media, the last thing I thought was gonna happen was my mom was gonna be able to come on the field because they said nobody could come on the field. So next thing you know, I'm getting hugged and kissed. I was completely confused. I was like, how did you get on the field? But she was enjoying every bit of the moment, and you could tell how emotional the game made her. So just wanted to let her have her moment, enjoy her moment with me, and yeah, I was embarrassed, but that's how it be sometimes. So I love my mom to death. But.
And, Chris, you were pretty hyped up at various points as well, talking about, what this game meant, maybe what players were hearing from the buzz about what you guys could or couldn't do, or, the stuff surrounding this team. Do you stand by that message? And, why did you think it was important, or why were you feeling, amped up enough to share those things on the field?
No, absolutely, because, the whole month leading up to the game, we've heard everything about Alabama to the point where it felt like we didn't even deserve to be on the field with them, or that we were going to be intimidated the second we stepped on the field with them. And, nothing to take away from Alabama. They're a great team. They got a lot of great ball players. But, just like from the fact that everybody else was already counting us out before we stepped on the field, like you definitely feel that need to prove everybody wrong and show everybody, remind everybody what your team's about.
Chris, I'm curious, given the way this whole season went with the Big Ten and the suspension and all that, how do you feel about the conference getting to claim your success now?
It feels satisfying, and that's been our whole mission, ever since the jump. Ever since Coach was suspended, we wanted to show everybody, regardless of what happens to this team, or regardless of what adversity like we face, we're gonna still follow our mission. We're gonna still be 10 toes down together. So.
Was it crazy feeling like your own conference was against you, trying to step in your way?
Honestly, it was kind of fun because we felt it really felt like that Michigan versus everybody was taking place, and we really felt like we were standing by it because it was really how everything felt. It was really how everything was shown. So.
And some of the things that were said on Michigan ahead of the Rose Bowl and just all season were that you guys are maybe cheating to win, or these results should have an asterisk. Why do you think that people are saying that, and do you think that's fair?
For the most part, they just don't want to accept what's happening right now. I mean, pretty much how the season's been turning out for the most part. That's what we feel like. But because time and time again, we proved everybody wrong time and time again, game after game after game after game. So like we've been saying, we don't know how many more excuses everybody got, but I guess we'll see.
Citing evidence of the sign stealing impacting you guys by saying, look, you guys are anticipating things. Is there any believability to that, or is that mostly just you guys are doing your preparation? Why do you think that gets kind of lost in translation a little bit?
Yeah, we're just doing our preparation, what we've always been doing. So when we hear everybody's cheating this, cheating that, we're like, okay, nothing else we could do besides just keep doing our job and keep winning, prove everybody wrong. So.
Could you describe the challenge of turning around we've been playing a really strong opponent? Is there any concern that there isn't much gas left in the tank collectively? How do you approach that?
Absolutely. I mean, from start to finish during that game, it was amazing. Everybody was straining to finish. Everybody was competing at the highest level from start to finish, and you could really feel that and see that in that game. That's an instant classic for sure. But we're not worried about anything like not having any juice left in the tank because the way we've been taking our preparation for this week and the way we prepared for every game, you know, the whole season. So, you know, we're really just taking it one day at a time, you know, really enforcing that, you know, getting the maximum mental focus that we can out of every day so we can come into that game, you know, flying around. Oh, absolutely not. You know, we're a physical team. We live by that, so we get as much, you know, physicality as we have, you know, every day. Not a problem.
So,
Thank you. Oh, yes, please.
so Chris, an entirely different challenge than with Washington, with the number one passing offense, and as a guy who likes to get after the quarterback, do you almost look forward to this more than what you faced in Alabama?
Honestly, you know, it's kind of interesting because you really look forward to both games, you know, in different ways because, you know, you're really going to experience, you know, the best competition, but in different forms. It's really going to test, you know, how you react to different things. And, you know, we definitely seen a little bit of both from Alabama, and, you know, we're definitely going to see a lot of great stuff from Washington, too. So we're excited for that competition.
Talking about from the start of this year to the end, you guys thought this was the run you thought you could go on. What has been the toughest part of this run?
The toughest part has been, honestly, just waiting through the adversity, just staying true with each other, staying, you know, practicing what we've been preaching, and that's been starting with Coach Herb on the in the winter strength and conditioning training. You know, just being able to fight through adversity and being able to, you know, continue our process and continue our training. You know, and that's probably, you know, throughout everything that we face this season, that's probably been, you know, the biggest thing.
Was there a game or a moment that stands out?
I mean,
something might end here if we're not careful.
Nah, honestly, I mean, I think you can see from the first game of the season how all that's been, you know, playing down. So, you know, I wish we could say it was just one moment, but, you know, that's how it be.
Hi, Chris. As great as Michigan, the program has been for decades, you haven't won the championship. 97, that's a long time. When you hear that, is that surprising to you? And it's been that long?
Honestly, when we hear that, just the main thing we're focused on is, you know, trying to get back to that this year. And I wouldn't say it's not surprising for us, but, you know, we just haven't taken advantage of the opportunity, you know, in the years before. So, but finally we're in a position to be able to do so.
What would that mean in that drought?
Oh, it would mean the world to everybody here. You know, like everybody coming from a little kid watching college football, dreaming of this opportunity to finally be put in this opportunity. You know, it's a childhood dream. So, you know, we're just excited for every single moment. Oh Lord, where y'all?
Hey, Chris, big fan here.
Oh.
Been a fan for a while. So we want to know, what's your favorite anime that you watched so far?
Ooh, that is a great question. I've been waiting for this question all day. Favorite anime I watch? Honestly, it's got to be Attack on Titan. R.I.P. The show just ended. One of the best shows ever. But one of the newest shows that just came out, Jujutsu Kaisen, is definitely one of the best anime shows that's out now. So I would ask y'all to tune in and watch that joint whenever y'all can. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. How's it going? Good. How are you?
So after last game, we saw you and you were with your mom. You guys were having a very emotional moment. Has she recovered? What was that like getting to share that with her on the field?
Yeah, I think she finally was able to recover a little bit, but you know, I think she's really excited for this one coming up too. But you know, it was a surreal moment for the both of us, and I think it was even more funny the day after when she was turning on the news and, you know, watching her programs, and she was seeing herself on the news and she was freaking out and texting me every 5 seconds. So, you know, it was kind of a funny moment, but it was an amazing moment.
You and Cam sat there for a while, kind of just taking it in and enjoying that. What was that like?
Like we said, yeah, the moment was surreal, you know. Like, you know, I saw Cam, he was already sitting over there listening, so I wanted to check up on my boy, and he was just like, just sit down with me, just like take this moment in. And we kind of just sat there, and we were just like, wow. Like, you know, all this work to get into this point, and, you know, we were finally able to start reaping the rewards of it. I mean, you know, job's not finished, obviously, but, we were finally able to, really take that in. It's an amazing moment.
You definitely had some words. You were fired up, and you had some words to say about Bama and the game and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
Have you since watched that back, and how do you feel about your message? You stand by it, and
Oh, absolutely. I stand by it, and not taking anything away from Alabama because they were a great team and that was great competition. But, everything we heard from the month leading up, from outside sources, about pretty much the fact that Big Ten ball can't ball with SEC ball, or like we can't hang with the SEC, or we're going to be intimidated the second we step on the field. The fact that we were able to prove ourselves, oh, yeah, we were definitely fired up after that. Not a problem. It just proved to people that we're the team we said we were from start to finish. Regardless of the adversity, regardless of everything we face, we continue to be that same team we said we were going to be. That's a good point. I wouldn't be too much worried about it. I know my guys aren't worried about it at all. We're really we do take it one day at a time, but like you haven't really sensed that worry or any of that animosity coming from the team. So I don't think we're worried about it. I wouldn't be worried about it as a player, but not a problem.
Hey, Kris. Just curious, when you look at the rosters for both teams, just chock full of experience. Fourth, fifth, and sixth-year guys. Is it any coincidence that both these teams make it this far when the rosters look like they do?
No, absolutely not. I mean, you definitely got to have that amount of leadership, from both sides to get to this point. So, having that amount of fourth, fifth, and sixth-year guys would make sense on a team. Most definitely.
Kris, has the magnitude of this game set in for you yet? Knowing that you guys could be the first Michigan team in 26 years to get something like this done?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we haven't got much sleep, at all, and not just from the jet lag. Like, we're just excited for this game. Like, we've been waiting our whole lives for this opportunity. The fact that it's right in front of us, we're really hyped up for this one.
Sense of urgency, is it different than other weeks? I know, like, you've had big weeks in the past, Rose Bowl, Ohio State, Big Ten championship, but does it compare to this?
Doesn't even compare a little bit to the amount of strain and the intensity we're focused on, showing this week. Like, it's got to be our absolute best game, not of the season, but of our lives. Has to be. So, no problem. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, no problem. Thank you. We chilling now. I ain't complaining. I'm gonna braid it. Shoot, I got games on my phone. You're oh, good. How are you?
Last week, like Mikey was talking about after 2020, his verbal said he lost the entire team. Do you remember that at all?
Repeat that question one more time. I apologize.
Last week, Mikey was talking about after 2020, his verbal said he lost the entire team. Kind of detailing what happened. Do you remember that at all?
You said last year? After 2020. Oh, from I don't know why I thought you said Mikey. No, absolutely. Yeah. No, absolutely. And that's where the culture really started, like from that email, how we needed to change. And I think the tipping point was when the leaders that we had back then, especially Aiden Hutchinson, Eric All at the time, all the leaders we had back then embraced that fully. And they definitely, embraced that from the top down to the younger guys, so. Absolutely not. But we remember the message, but don't remember what was in the email. But absolutely, it was definitely something that needed to be said, and we're glad that coach says it because that's the type of person he is. He'll always say, he won't sugarcoat it. He'll say what needs to be said in the most dire times. So we needed that, and we just need to embrace it. Well, it was different, at least for me. That was after my first year, and that was the first time I've heard or seen anything like that. But after, it's been like that ever since. After practices, if we feel how, the intensity is starting to go down or we're starting to feel a certain type of way, he'll definitely address that in his way. It won't be any negative thing, but it'll be addressed, and we'll have to, come together as a team to, really embrace that, how to come over there. It definitely changed the culture to really just making us like a family, really just like keeping us together, keeping us on like a one-track mind. That's what Coach calls it. Really just keeping us on the same page and just like really embracing that, we're all going to have to work together in order to get to where we want to get to.
When taking a look at Washington's offensive line on film and doing your scouting, do they remind you of anybody you've played over the years?
Over the years? No, honestly, no. I mean, I wouldn't say I can't really compare and say they remind me of anybody because they're a great team. This is a really good passing game. I think we probably ever faced could maybe compare it to Ohio State because, everybody knows their passing game's elite. But, this elite passing game and, run scheme that we're going to face.
Just looking at all the pre-snap motions that they do, how hard is that to just kind of process to figure out what they are actually
Whoops. I don't think it's you wouldn't really call it hard as long as you're like you just got to be dialed in every single second of every single play, which is how we play on how we work on playing football. You just got to be dialed in. You can't be tired. You got to be able to focus. Every single snap of the game. Yeah. Is that why you wearing purple? Is that why you? I don't know. That ain't. I don't know about that one.
Hey, Kris. I just wanted to ask you, with all the pressure leading up to these games, preparing really just for a month straight, which really just 2 games, and now you have a week to prepare for this game, have you guys been able to stay mentally prepared as well as physically prepared and prioritize your mental health and team's mental health through all this, just this constant pressure that you guys are facing?
Mental health?
Yeah, just constant, staying down.
No, I'm messing with you. Nah, I mean, that's kind of. I think that really just goes back to falling back on our training, and we really got to give props to Coach Herb and our coaches just because the way we've been training, starting from the winter cycle, we've really just been putting so much emphasis and training to the point where Coach Herb will literally address the team and it'll be like, you're hurting, your body's hurting, you're sore. But the question is, what are you going to do? Are you still going to work hard enough to get to where you want to be or accomplish the dreams you said you want to accomplish? Or are you just going to lay here and just, die, let the moment slip?
One more. Since you guys did have about 3 to 4 weeks to prepare for Alabama, now just 7 days for Washington here, does it feel better to kind of be back on a normal game week schedule? Is it a little bit different in that respect as well?
No, absolutely. Because, you definitely get a lot more preparation time, for the first playoff game. But, you're definitely antsy. You just want to play that game, like 20 days into preparation. You can't wait to play that game. So, now that we got 7 days, it's happening quicker. But, we're excited. It feels back on schedule. Oh, yeah. I'll let you go.
Sorry, I got the mic.
No, you good. Back.
Okay, I got you. Kris, who is the fastest guy on the team?
Iman Dennis.
What do you think?
Definitely. I mean, when we go against him in practice, and he plays a slot receiver, and whenever he gets a jet sweep, he just takes off. And if we overrun him and we take a bad angle, it's one cut, and we're put on film.
All right, follow up. Who's the strongest guy on the team?
Strongest guy is definitely in my opinion, between Zinter and Drake Nugent. Yeah, definitely one of the strongest. Drake Nugent is a freak, though. Like, you can see that big man do, like, 15, 18 pull-ups in a row, and you're just dumbfounded. Like, how is this 315-pound man doing this?
Favorite Michigan player of all time?
Of all time? Of all time. Honestly, this is a lame answer, but probably Coach Harbaugh, because really we just started watching his old school films and his interviews back in the day, and it's kind of crazy, kind of how old school he used to be. It's kind of funny watching it during the Bo Schembechler days, but yeah. Nah, no problem.
Hey, Chris, something was released kind of on the BT Network, I believe, recently talking about, in an interview prior to the Rose Bowl in regards to like the comeback meeting. There was a comeback meeting between a bunch of you guys deciding, hey, we're going to come back for the senior year, grad year, and we're going to make something happen. Could you walk me through that? Who was there and kind of how it transpired?
Oh yeah, like when we were talking about Stan, coming back this year. I mean, it wasn't like a whole like, it wasn't like some, like TV, like the guys come back, we're in like a diner, we're having a serious meeting.
Please stand by as Michigan players
we're-
rotate podiums.
Oh, last question, I guess. It was more like we're on a group text, and everybody's kind of feeling, similar way. So we got added to the text message, and we really kind of asked to see where everybody was at. That's when we all decided it was best for us.
Hey, Chris, last one. What's the biggest thing Washington brings to you guys? What's the biggest challenge you'll have from that?
Definitely, the passing game is definitely going to be, definitely going to be a big challenge, and we're definitely ready to step up for that challenge. Yeah, no, pretty much, yeah. Nah, thank you, appreciate it. No,